Hi everyone, this is the photograph that I'm going to be scrapping today. It's my grandson Leo. Now this one has been a thorn in my side for the fact that the process video recording has been done the third time now. What I'm doing now is I'm using a sheet of Simple Stories New Year's paper that I'm going to cut up into sections so that I can use them on my layout. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use as yet, but I sort of know my colour scheme, and obviously looking at the paper in front of you, it's going to definitely have the black, gold and white. But I don't just want that. I want to liven it up a bit more, because to me that's a bit bland for New Year. It needs a bit of sparkle or a little bit of splash. So I'll see what I can do with that. So I use my trusty craft knife to cut up these sections, and I will separate them later into the ones that I want to use. At this time I think I'm definitely going to use the Happy New Year. So once that's all done, I've got my sheet and I've got some acetate there. You can hardly see it, and I'm using some watercoloured, all different shades actually. I think I used 3 different yellows, mustardy colours, to try and get the gold colour that was on the black card that you saw earlier. It was quite difficult, to be honest, to get the right consistency that I wanted. Now this isn't actually acetate, it's something that it was in a packet of letterings, thickers, and it's really thick compared to acetate, yet it's brilliant for this. I just love using it. I've used it so many times. Now I spread it out with a bit of water, do a little bit of splashing, and then I'm pushing it down onto the paper and just pushing it out as far as I can with my fingers to try and give me a random shape. Well, it looks a bit more like a blob at the moment, and I'm certainly not happy with it as it is. So I need to make some alterations there. So I pull the acetate off, and using some more water, I'm just using the remnants of paint on the acetate, and I'm going to take it back, put it over the top, but this time I'm going to be moving it round to give me a more random shape. I am more happy with it now. So at the end of the day, as long as it's not pre-formed shape, that's exactly what I'm after. It's definitely the right colour. Now I need to leave that to dry so that I can move on to the next stage. Now I've just printed off a black and white version of the photograph you saw earlier of our Leo, and this is actually taken on New Year's Eve at midnight. And if you can see, he's got a little beaker in his hand, and he is actually saying cheers Nanny, and it warmed my heart. I was so proud of him. He's just got the loveliest smile, and I suppose all nannies feel like that, and all mums feel like that. So you know, I just love him so much, and if I can scrap a photograph of him, then I will, because I have got another grandson or granddaughter due in August time, to my son and lovely Eliza, so I'll have another baby to scrap, and I can't wait. But in the meantime, I've got this young man to keep me occupied, and I'm backing this with, say, it's a gold again, basil cardstock, textured it is. It's as close as I could get to the spots on that black piece of card that you can see to the left of the picture. Now I'm using a glass cutting mat, Never Again, because as you can see, all for reflections from the ceiling light and also my desk light. So I won't be using that again, and I've just ordered a new one. So I'm just trimming off this photograph, just making, because I only want a little bit to show on each of the 4 sides. Yes, I'm happy with that. Now this particular paper I love, just full of words for New Year, and I'm definitely going to use this predominantly on my layout. I've got an idea at this stage in my head, because I never have a preformed idea of what I'm going to achieve. everything I do is totally off the cuff. So I'm cutting a full strip which goes the whole 12 inches across the page. Yet as soon as I lay that down, I'm thinking, no, I don't think I need that much. I want the cheers that's on the right hand side, but I don't think I need it that big. So moving forward, I'm looking at the golds and all the other bits of paper I've got from my stash, pulling out bits that I think will go, and obviously the bits that I cut earlier. And these are what are going to make up my layout today. So now we're nice and dry, and I'm going to use all these bits and pieces that I've gathered. I've gathered some party hats. I've cut off from the Scan and Cut some firework explosions, etc. Don't know what I'm going to use yet, but at the same time I need it there so that I can move forward with the design. So I've cut this down now quite substantially, and it's going to be bang smack in the centre of my splodge. And Leo is going to be sitting on top of that. Look at that awful light, that's terrible. Do apologise for that. Now this pink paper is the reverse side of Sweater Weather, and it looks so great with the paper that on the left that I've just picked up, which is a yellow with baby pink, and it literally just lifts the pink and the yellow, and I love it. I'm getting so excited at this stage because it's really coming together, and I'm starting to know what I'm doing and what I'm going to do it with. So I'm just going to use a piece of double-sided tape to stick this down. And if you notice, I've got one over and one under the black paper, just to give a little bit more definition. Don't like anything too preformed unless it's lettering, and then I do like it all in its place. So all nice and stuck down. There's Leo, bang in the centre. Now we're going to add some bits and pieces around the side. The black stripes look amazing against this design. Even the slightest bit showing really does make a difference, as you're just about to see. There we go. Tiny little, about 2 centimetres showing on that side, but what a difference it makes. And again at the top. I'm not going to put any on the left hand side because I've got plans for some more colour on that side, so I'm going to leave it bare at present, but that's already coming together so well. So with my favourite paper, here we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make it look like there is a larger piece of that underneath the whole design, just by adding 2 pieces either side. It's so effective. I do this so often, especially when I've only got small scraps left of a really good paper that I love. So just sticking it down, making it all nice and straight, and it actually does look like it is tucked right underneath. So now we need to put the foam pads on the back of the photograph, because I definitely need this 3D. I need it lifted off the page. So I think I've used 5 here. Always put one in the centre so it doesn't dip. Now I'm going to use a ruler to make sure it is straight, because with all them stripes it's quite disorientating, to be honest, when you're trying to put it straight. So just making it's a good job I did, because it was a good ½ inch out, and I already placed it where I thought it was straight. So it's always best to check. There, I'm happy now. I'm happy with that. So now we're going to add some bits and pieces that I found in my stash. Most of them are from my birthdays drawer, but it works the same as far as I'm concerned with New Year's. I've cut out some balloons as well using the same basil cardstock, and some fireworks. Not that, you know, I might not even use them, but that doesn't matter. They go back into my stash for another day. So sticking the other side down there. Different coloured balloons there on your left, and some hats. And also some sentiments that just I'll be fitting of the picture. It's just where am I going to place it, and I've already decided now that it's going to go on the right hand side. And I've removed one of those fireworks flashes. For some reason they're not ringing home to me. I was actually going to cut out some gold or silver on the scan and cut to either go on top or underneath them, a slightly larger size, but at this stage I'm not even sure I'm going to use the yellow. So here comes a few balloons on the right, just to see if it goes, trying to introduce some more colours, trying to get away now from the black, yellow and white, just because he's a young boy and he's a child and he needs a bit of colour in there. So already it's getting to look like a party, and that's exactly where I was going. So a foam pad underneath the sentiment. And I am still moving around bits and bobs to try and get them where I want them, because I am so fussy as well. I just keep moving stuff around. As I say, it's always off the cuff, never planned. I never copy anybody else's work. I just try to inspire others by what I do. So I've got some lettering there. Initially I was going to use that turquoise colour, but I decided against it and in favour of these black raised letters. And they're really random. I wanted to use a mix of upper and lowercase. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, and I wasn't sure whether I had enough letters to do it. So I'm literally doing this hoping and praying that I've got enough. So we're going with cheers. But I'm not happy. It doesn't look straight to me. So we're going to move the whole lot over to the left. And if you notice, I've got my metal ruler underneath just to make sure that those letters are nicely lined up with the photograph above. Absolutely love that R. I really do. I'm going to have to get some more of those because I really like them. Okay, so now we've got the lettering in. It's now all about changing the layout to be the way I want it. Now you'll notice that it changed there. That's because I totally decided against the fireworks, and I've put some silver stars up in the left hand corner, and also the arrow has moved from the right to the left. And now I know where my balloons are going. They're going on the left, one under each other on foam pads to give the definition. I love the hats. All the stripes, they really work well together. Stripes and dots. Now for the ribbon on the balloons, I've used very, very fine glitter tape. I got them in a collection, every colour you could think of. Very rarely use it because they're not actually that sticky, but for this project it was perfect. So I've used one gold and one green, and I'm really pleased with the way they look. So another foam pad under the balloon to sit on top, and also we're going to put one under the arrow to give that some height as well. In fact, I think I put two under there. Pointing at the man of the hour. I can't wait till he's older and he looks through these albums where I've literally scrapped every second of his life since he was born. Bless him. He's going to hate it when he's 18 or 19 and I show his prospective wife or something. Oh, bless him. Especially the ones in the bath and the shower. So here I am now. The reason I've left the right hand side completely blank is because I want to put Happy New Year, and I'm going to use the same letters, and I'm going to use the ruler to make that happen for me. And while I'm actually chatting to you, just to remind you that on the 10th of March, we've got another one of our huge online crops. Please be there. It's so exciting. Everybody that's done them before comes back. We've done, I think this is our 6th one now. We do 4 a year, every quarter. Highly successful, and it's now worldwide. So people from every corner of the universe, it feels like, every nation, all together, crafting together. It's so good. A whole weekender. From 12 o'clock on the Saturday, that's lunchtime, going through till 8 o'clock Saturday evening, and then back again on Sunday, 12 o'clock till 8 o'clock on Sunday evening. And then your entries you have until Tuesday the following week to place your entries in. And obviously there's a prize. See, this has taught me a lesson. Don't stick it down until you definitely know it's going to go there. Now that sentiment where I put that, it's actually ruined where I wanted to put the Happy New Year. So I've had to move everything down. I should have thought of that before. But then, you know, when you haven't planned something, I think they turn out better in the long run. So I love a bit of off the cuff. So Happy New Year to you all. And I hope to see you back really soon.